Breaking news now, the United States emphasizes that Iran is deeply involved in the attacks on Houthi ships. U.S. officials have ratcheted up their rhetoric as they contemplate tougher measures, including the use of force, by accusing Iran of having a hand in the attacks on commercial ships carried out by the Houthi rebels in Yemen. The Yemeni insurgents, who are believed to be linked to Iran, have been launching ship attacks on Palestinian targets in the Gaza Strip, where Israel is fighting Hamas militants. In response, the White House has made public U.S. intelligence on the matter. According to the White House, the Houthis have received tactical intelligence, missiles, and drones from Tehran's clerical state. We know that Iran was deeply involved in planning the operations against commercial vessels in the Red Sea, said Adrienne Watson, spokeswoman for the National Security Council. We have no reason to believe that Iran is trying to dissuade the Houthis from this reckless behavior. According to her, the capital of the poorest country on the Arabian Peninsula, Sana'a, is under the control of the Houthis. The Pentagon reports that the Houthis have attacked 10 merchant vessels with more than 100 drone and missile attacks. The United States has announced a multinational naval task force consisting of over 20 nations to safeguard vessels passing through the Red Sea in response to the growing disruptions to commercial traffic. The USS Dwight D. Eisenhower, an aircraft carrier, has made a show of force by entering the Gulf of Aden. Multiple news reports have indicated that the administration of President Joe Biden is considering military strikes if the attacks on the ship continue. On Wednesday, rebel leader Abdulmalik al-Huthi issued a warning that the group would retaliate against American battleships, American interests, and American navigation in the event of an attack in Yemen. Monitoring devices, missiles, and drones. According to the White House, U.S. visual analysis revealed that Houthi unmanned vehicles and Iran's KAS-04 drones had nearly identical features, and that Iranian and Houthi missiles shared consistent features as well. According to the White House, the Houthis also depend on maritime monitoring systems supplied by Iran. Moreover, Iranian-provided tactical intelligence has been critical in enabling Houthi targeting of maritime vessels since the group commenced attacks in November, said Watson. Some U.S. and allied lawmakers have questioned whether the Houthis are obeying Iran's orders, despite the White House's findings to the contrary. A U.S. allied diplomat keeping tabs on the region pointed out that despite U.S. warnings and a naval display in the eastern Mediterranean, Hezbollah in Lebanon, which has closer ties to Iran, has been relatively restrained. The Houthis are the most tenuous link between Tehran and any of Iran's regional proxies. The diplomat spoke on the condition of anonymity because he or she did not want to reveal any information about Iran or their interests. To protect the tenuous peace in Yemen, the Biden administration initially downplayed the Houthi attacks. The brutal war that began in April 2022 and has left the majority of the population dependent on aid has been effectively maintained by the Houthis and the Saudi-backed government since then, thanks to a UN-brokered ceasefire. A fellow at the Washington Institute for Near East Policy named Michael Knights recently published a research article claiming that the Houthis shared the paranoid mentality of the clerics who rule Iran. The Houthis should be seen by the U.S. as an insular, aggressive, well-armed player that is hostile to the United States and sitting on key geography, he wrote, drawing comparisons to North Korea. An AFP tally based on Israeli figures estimates that 1,140 people were killed in Israel, mostly civilians, and 250 were abducted on October 7 when gunmen from Hamas, openly supported by Iran's religious leadership, broke through the militarized border of Gaza. U.S. officials have stated that they do not have any evidence to suggest that Tehran was aware of or involved in the attacks planning. Dismantling Hamas is Israel's stated goal. According to Hamas officials, over 20,000 people, mostly children and women, have been killed in Gaza as a result of their constant bombing and ground invasion.